Alright, this is Caryl and Peony. She wants me to put this on the dashboard as we're driving. I don't think that's a good idea.
Why you presents?
Anyway, I'm Caryl, this is Peony, Astrophysi. We just came back from watching Beauty and the Beast, the one with Emma Watson in the live action. And we're gonna talk about our thoughts about it. Did you like it, Peony?
No.
I didn't like it either.
I liked some of it.
There were some things that the movie did better, and I like that they developed better than the animated one, but that being said, the animated one is just so classic to me.
But the animated one is like the fucking story.
It is the best way they could have told that story.
It's like, you just can't replace that shit, man.
No, you really can't. And it's the fact that in this version, they included some songs that didn't make it into the animated version as well. And, you know, they didn't make it for a reason sometimes, you know? Like, and they even changed some of the lyrics and everything, like with the Gaston song, and with, like, the classic Beauty and the Beast lyrics and everything. They added stuff that was written by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken. Well, I guess it would be Howard Ashman, but I feel that they aren't there for a reason, and the way that they had it done in the animated version was just so perfect, and it's just so iconic, and it's so hard for me to compare it to that, because that's the version that we've known for 20 years, more than 20 years. But they did such a fucking good job in the animated version. And this one, I feel, was just really poorly marketed in a way where they're really relying on you to know the original classic, to know it by heart and have all these, you know, already assumptions about it. And going into this, they kind of allowed you to fill in the gaps without telling it from point A to point B, assuming that this new generation has no idea what the fuck Beauty and the Beast is, or has the same emotional connection to it that a lot of us did growing up with it. And I think that's where this new movie has fault in. I don't know if you agree with that, Peony, or not, but man,
I agree with it a little bit, like
a little bit,
because they did, yeah, like you said, they did a lot more, like they explained themselves a little bit better, like the character development and everything.
Sure. I feel like we could talk about spoilers. So, spoilers. We are talking about spoilers here. Alright. I don't think it was necessary to talk about Belle's mother. I don't give a shit. Okay? She could have been, like she could have left. She could have been a cancer patient. She could have left the dad to be in a lesbian relationship. I don't give a fuck. I think that's really beside the point about going back to that and taking away some of the focus of Belle and her father's actual relationship by trying to add the mother element into there.
I feel like in the movie, it like the animated one, it also seems like the relationship wasn't like in weeks, it was like in months, or even like,
yeah, because the seasons actually changed.
Yeah, and like, yeah. I just feel like this one is like they even talk about it like in weeks.
I felt this happened over the course of like 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's like so unrealistic, and it's like, what the fuck?
I also didn't believe in the fact that the Belle and the Beast fell in love. Like, him getting pissed off at her, like forcing her to run away and everything. That happened in both versions, but the believability of like the forgiveness and them growing together was just so different in the live action. Like, you know, she didn't apologize for running away right away. He didn't apologize for, you know, scaring her away either. Like, fucking traffic. Sunday. Because they're both so strong-headed. And the thing that you really get the grasp for each of their characters in the animated version is that they're more similar to each other than they know. They're incredibly stubborn, they're very strong-headed, they're very intelligent people. And, you know, for Belle to go to the Beast after he saved her life, you know, let her swallow a little bit of her own pride, because she acknowledges the fact that he actually went out, realized that he was wrong, and saw her in trouble and saved her. And she kind of reciprocated that and helped him back to the castle when she could have been like, fuck that shit, you're a fucking monster, I'm gonna leave you out here. And but I do like how the live version created the bond between them, where they have a shared bond over books. Because in the animated version, they originally intended the Beast to be illiterate.
Yeah.
And they meant for Belle to read to him and teach him how to read. And that's fine. But Belle also needs someone who is an intellectual equal to her, because they've established that so much about her, like in the village and everything. So I did like that part. I feel like they did a good job doing that.
I like how LeFou was gay.
LeFou was gay, yes. And he found someone gay at the end, which is great. Like, that was the guy who, you know, like, made that face when he was all, like, peppered up. Yeah. And he was like, Like, you know, that was such a genuine thing. Like, I loved it. I liked it. I didn't give a fuck about, like, the gay character or making LeFou gay. Like, I just didn't, like, yeah. Who cares? Like, yeah. It was an interesting angle, but
how would you like rate this movie? Like, would you watch it again?
I would not watch this again, because I'd rather watch the animated version again. Like, going home right now, I'd rather go see that again, honestly.
Did you think Emma Watson did a good job?
Emma Watson did a good job with what she had, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I actually blame the screenplay and a little bit of the direction. The visuals and the stage presentation, I guess you could call it, is amazing. Like, it's a beautiful movie to look at. The costumes are amazing and beautiful to look at. It's more than just the visual, though. I mean, like, you have to believe it. You have to love the tunes and everything. I do think that the best tune that or song that they performed in the live action was the song about the beast at the end, like Kill the Beast, right? Yeah. That one was fantastic. Yeah. But it's also the one they meddled with the least, in my opinion. Like, I love Ewan McGregor as a singer, and I think he did a really great job with Be My Guest, but they did not establish the fact that Belle was their guest and that they were trying to be very welcoming. Like, you know, like she's probably sitting there, like Emma Watson, going like, what the fuck? You know, you guys are singing about Be My Guest, and I'm like forced to be here. And in the animated version, like, they really tried to establish, like, you know, you're locked up here, but, you know, who cares about that? We're gonna make you a guest, and this is not how you treat someone.
Yeah, they got her more involved. Like, they were like rotating her chair and everything like that. Like, it just didn't seem like she was involved in the live action. But it could also be because it's just too much, right? Like, they wanted to focus more on like the visual stuff instead of it's easier to do like
I feel this is
an animated one.
I feel that this adaptation was very much intended for Broadway. Oh yeah, where for sure. You have actual stage direction and it's all meant to be on like a single set and whatever, right? Yeah. But as a movie, it's a slightly different medium, and I feel they didn't take advantage of the fact that they had the power of filmmaking on their side. Right. And I feel that's what the animated version did really well. Like, it was a Broadway show that they created into an animated film, and it worked.
So how, like, would you rate this one?
Like, in a numerical value?
I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, how would, like, what would you want, like, if you were forced to watch, well, not forced, but if you were, would you watch it again? If someone was like, hey, you know what would be nice if we watched Beauty and the Beast? No, I would not watch the live action again. Okay, alright. I periodically rewatch the animated version once or twice a year. Just because I love it so much. Even though I know a lot of it by heart, I will always watch it again. The songs and everything are just so memorable, and like they really
like resound in you and everything. But this one, I think they changed too much, and like I don't know if these were original songs they added into it either.
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't like it. Like it's great and all to watch it because you know like the songs and you just love the songs and everything, and you know the story, and it's just some type of like nostalgia. But if I'm gonna watch it again, I want to watch the real thing.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna watch it again, they might as well have changed other things. Like they stuck to a lot of things almost frame for frame in some areas, and then drastically change it in others that kind of like really distract you from it. Yeah. I also found it was kind of weird how the Enchantress just came back at the end.
That
was
was
like, what the
so
fuck?
fucking weird.
I know.
I was like, yo, this girl's like mad creeper.
She's been in the village being a creeper this entire time. But you know what's weird too about it? Like, all the questions people had about the animated version, it's like they watched CinemaSins and then they added all the critiques over the original one and answered it in the live action. It's like, oh, how come no one knows that there's a prince here and there's a fucking castle like just steps away from the village? It's like, oh, hey, we erased people's memories. That's why no one knows. Or it's like, what was another one that a lot of people had questions over? Or what was it? Something about the Enchantress and him being the prince, or why they don't age or something. I don't know. But it's like they went out of their way to answer it. Like,
it only took weeks, guys, not months.
It took days. I don't know. It took days. I don't know.
It was really weird. I don't know. That was really messed up. I actually didn't like that part. I love the Gaston where, you know how he sings? Yeah. And he throws all the eggs in his mouth and shit.
Yeah. In the animated version.
In the animated version. Yeah. I really can't get over that they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, I like how he didn't show his biceps.
Or his hair.
Or his
They
hair.
didn't even add that part.
Which makes me very sad about that.
There were 2 songs that they didn't add to this live action that I actually thought they would. Yeah. One is the Human Again song that all the all like the furniture and everything sings once they realize that Belle and the Beast are falling in love and they're just dreaming of what it's like to be human again. 2 was the song that the Beast sings on the Broadway rendition. About loving Belle, and they added, I don't know if this is original or something that they scrapped, but I didn't enjoy those songs. They were so forgettable. I don't even remember what they were or what they were about. Yeah. Oh, and I thought it was really dark at the end for everyone to just die. It was really dark. Like, Mrs. Potts was like, Chip, where's my baby? Where's my baby? And then, like, she dies and becomes a pot again. And he's like, all of a sudden, Chip's like, Mom!
I think it's just a dramatic.
Yeah, it was dark as shit. I thought it was really fucking dark. For the rest of the film to be like, oh, la-di-da. And then the rest, it's just like, well, everyone's gonna die. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was well acted. It was pretty well sung, in my opinion. I don't know. I didn't like it.
It was good, but not good.
It was good, but in comparison to the original, it was not good. Because the original is near perfect, so if not perfect.
If the original didn't exist, would you have liked this? I don't think I would.
I don't think I still would have.
Yeah.
If the original didn't exist.
I don't know.
Because a lot of gaps are missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also did not like the design on the Beast. Like, they really concentrated on the prince's eyes for you to make that connection that, like, oh, fuck, you know, you're not the Beast anymore, you're still you. This is, you know, like, you look different. But, like, they didn't focus on that at all in his face. Like, there's just, the way Glenn Keane fucking animated the original was to create the human emotion in his fucking eyes. Yeah. Like, everything else about him is a fucking beast.
Right.
And they didn't draw that connection at all in this live action.
And I hated how he was sleeping on the bed and like his horns weren't there.
His horns were there.
I don't know.
His horns are totally there. I don't know. Oh, okay, last thing, because I know this is getting long. The library scene, okay? Where they're talking about like, oh, Romeo and Juliet. Oh, in the beginning, okay. This is one long thought. The beginning, and Belle going to some fucking church for like a little pile of books.
Oh my god.
There was like 5 of them. And she's like, you know, she's just reading about it. It's like, oh, this is my favorite part. And then the whole point is that she goes to this fucking bookstore. There's a million books there. And she's read all of them already. But she has these ones that she'll always go back to and read. And in that little thing, it's like a little pile of books on a table. Like, I have more books standing on my nightshade table currently than what they had available for her to read. But she loves reading somehow. And for the Beast in her to have a love for books, I like that. I like that, actually. But he was just like, oh, you want to read real things? I'll show you real shit for you to read. Romeo and Juliet's fucking shit. And then he opens up the library and she's like, oh my god, I love you because you have these things. But in the original, it was him who had the intention to show her this, to show her like as a form of repayment, to show that he cares, or give her something that she loves, because he didn't want to trap her. He didn't, like, he realized that he shouldn't make her a prisoner and hold her against her will. So he wanted to do something for her.
Yes.
So that took away the emotion of having the library scene. I don't know. It lacked the emotion for their characters and how they interacted, in my opinion. It just wasn't there. And I feel like it was up to you to fill in those gaps because you saw the original.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, you keep asking me how I would rate it. I would rate this a 6. I really would.
I would rate it a 4.
I only keep it above a 5 because of how well produced it is, but not how well executed it is.
I just didn't like it. I wanted to not watch it. After the first scene when she was singing. And I'm like, go away.
I also want to say that taking like weird, unnecessary pauses in a song does not make it your own.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Anyways,
like, there goes the baker with his tray like always. There goes the baker with his tray like always. No, that's not how you make it your own.
Yeah, so it was just the first scene where I thought it was gonna go downhill. And then I stopped listening. And that's it.
Alright, this is getting too long. We are out. We didn't like it. So what? Bye.